This Icon Podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.
Thank you to Sphere Rocket VA for making another episode of the Icon Podcast possible. I'm your host, Gianna, and today we're welcoming Ismail to the episode, and we're going to call him Ish for the remainder of this because that's what he prefers. It's Ish, your realtor. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Gianna. I really appreciate this.
Of course. Yeah, we're excited to get to know you. So, first part of this is we want to know where you're from, what market you're in now, and how you wound up in real estate.
Okay. I'm located in the Bronx of New York. How did I end up in real estate? I think not without any planning. I've always been a sales guy. I've been selling stuff since I was maybe 10, 11. I've sold everything from sofas to mortgages to groceries to, even log cabins. That's what I used to sell when I was 10, 11. I used to make log cabins out of popsicle sticks and I used to sell them. So you can say I've been selling real estate since I was 10. But yeah, so there's absolutely no planning. There was no friend or coach in the business who said, hey, get into real estate. I just kind of, I saw that was the next succession in my sales history. So I went and decided to get a license.
That's great. But how did did you start with EXP? How did EXP present itself to you?
So my real estate journey actually began 8 years ago. And I joined a big firm here in the Bronx of New York back then, and 8 years ago. Unfortunately, I didn't quite get the environment that I was looking for, and I became a statistic. I dropped out of real estate. I didn't sell a single house, and I didn't make a single buck. 4 years ago, 4.5 years ago, in 2017, I renewed my license, and I said, let me give it another go. I joined a different firm this time, a smaller one, more hands-on. And it was, I sold my first property in month number 5, and I started to roll from there. Year into real estate after that, EXP presented its opportunity to my then broker, Rami Danoa. And then Rami and his entire team of 10, 11 agents, including myself, then rolled on to EXP in September of 2018. So I've been with EXP for about almost 4 years now.
That's great. Okay, so EXP's been around for a while. You saw the model, couldn't unsee it. But what makes you say, Ish, I am never leaving EXP?
As you heard briefly my background, I've been an entrepreneur. Well, I've been an entrepreneur since for the last 16 years. Since 2005, I've not had a boss, and I've had various businesses, and many of those businesses are still up and running and being run by various partners. So those are streams of income and residual income in my life. So when EXP presented itself, I saw the model, I said, well, this makes complete sense, right? EXP provides me with 3 revenue streams. 2 of them are residual income. It gives me the education, the ability to network across 50 states and now 20 countries and so forth. So yeah, absolutely. EXP is a company that I'm planning to retire with.
That's awesome, Ish. And you have the opportunity to do that here, whether you use the stock options that they give you and, you're investing in the cap that they give back to you and you're using that as your nest egg or, other amenities that EXP has here. You have the tools to, actually retire as a real estate agent here.
Absolutely. I'm glad that EXP found its way to me. And not wait for me to find it.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I work for a company that I get to own.
Mhm.
I don't want to work for a company where I'm putting in my sweat equity, but I have nothing tangible to hold on to. Traditionally in real estate, you're only as good as your last transaction. You close the deal, you got a check, that's it. There's no more check coming unless you sell another house. But with EXP, yes, you're building on a legacy. You've got that stock portfolio, you've got the residual income and so forth. So absolutely, I'm absolutely in love with the company.
Good. That's great. And Ish, you're a busy guy, you're a high producer, you're an icon agent. So, what do you do to make sure you're taking care of Ishmael? How do you make sure that you're not on burnout mode and you're not, you know, just not living a good work-life balance? How do you take care of Ish?
Yeah, when I was a new agent, you're burning the candle on both ends and so forth. You're working 7 days a week, you're working long hours and so forth. But as you start to produce transactions and income for yourself, you gain more confidence and you gain more control over your work-life balance. So I make sure that I have boundaries with my clients. I give them my expectations. Say, hey, if you can reach me from this time to this time, and if you need something, shoot me a text message. I'll call you back, or I'll call you in the morning, and so forth. Making sure that I use my calendar, making sure that I lock in family time. When January rolls around, I do my business planning for the upcoming year, but I also lock in vacations for that year. In January, I lock in vacations for the entire year, including which weeks I will go away, where I will go away, and so forth. So there's something to look forward to. And then you
Yeah.
also plan everything else around it. So those are some important things to keep in mind in terms of work life balance. The other thing I would like to say is that be selective of who you work with. Not everybody is deserving of your time, and not every call is an opportunity. It could also be a distraction, right? So you don't necessarily want to work with everybody who comes your way. You want to be selective and be looking for people who are ready, willing, motivated, reasonable, and want to work with you and appreciate your expertise.
Right. 100%, 100%. You want to surround yourself with the right people, whether that's in your personal life or your work life. You want to make sure you're setting boundaries, saying no when you have to, treating yourself to a weekend away when you need time to recharge. And whether that's a staycation or a vacation, it doesn't matter. Just make sure that you're, giving yourself that benefit of recharging so that you're the best version of you when facing your clients.
Yeah, and leverage team members, newer agents, showing agents, and so forth. I've got a couple of good people in my life, which I'm grateful for. They help me out with my showings, my inspection appointments, appraisal appointments, final walkthroughs, and so forth, so that you can focus on bringing in newer business and more business. So absolutely, leverage the people around you as well.
100%. Now, I would love to see, the Icon Award through your eyes. So, in your market in New York, what kind of production did you have to do to Icon this year? What benefits did the Icon Award bring you that you're loving right now? And then how do you contribute back culturally, right? So, are you a coach? Are you a mentor? Are you teaching lessons in the EXP world? What is the Icon Award through point of view of Ish?
Yeah, sure. So as I said, I've been with the company for 3.5 years. I'm fairly new in real estate, 4.5 years total in real estate. So, and so all the 3 years that I've been with the company, I did cap all those 3 years. But last year, which is 2021, is the first time I became an icon agent. So I'm a one-time icon agent, although I'm on track to hit icon agent status again this year. My
That's great.
anniversary, my anniversary is, yep, my anniversary is August 31st each year. Um, there's a certain level of pride, there's a certain level of joy, there's a certain level of being appreciation that your company recognizes you. And the trophy, unfortunately I don't have it here, I have it in my office, I'm at my home office right now, but the trophy is substantial in its weights. It's not one of those cheap trophies from the dollar store.
Yeah.
It's a good trophy, which I was happy to receive. But more importantly than the trophy, which often ends up collecting dust on people's shelves, more importantly than that, I'm more excited about the 16K coming back to me as company stock, right? With that, I can buy whatever trophies I want, or vacations, or kids' college, and so forth, right? So that to me is more exciting. But and then, yes, I do contribute to the culture here at EXP Realty. I'm a certified mentor with EXP. And I hold daily Zoom meetings with my team and my mentees every morning, half an hour, objection handling, role play, scripting, and so forth. So those are some of the ways that I contribute to the company. And in terms of achieving icon status in the New York market, I typically cap in about 3 to 4 transactions. I'm capped. And then we need to do 20 more transactions, including rentals. And I was able to achieve a little bit more than that last year. And I'm on track to achieve substantially more than that this year.
That's great. Okay, so you're on track. You've been with EXP for a while. We're looking and hoping and shooting for second icon this year, which is awesome. And I will be looking for your name on that list in August. And so, Ish, like, you didn't icon your first couple of years here. You're probably focused on a lot of other things. There's a lot of amenities at EXP to achieve. You said you capped those, so you were hustling still. And for the newbies out there, that are thinking about shooting for the Icon Award in their first year, what's some advice you would give to them? Where are maybe some mistakes that you made in your first year that caused you not to icon? Or what are some, tactics now that you use that you're like, okay, with this planning, I don't even have to worry, I'm going to hit icon? What's some advice you have?
The first couple of years, I didn't even, icon was not even on my horizon. I wasn't even thinking about it. I didn't think that was within my reach. So I wasn't even looking into it, trying for it. The third year, which is last year, what I did was I logged into our back office, which we call Enterprise, and I looked at my capping numbers and my icon numbers, and I could see how far I was from becoming an icon in terms of dollar amount. Right? We need to do 20 transactions. Each time we do a transaction, we pay a $250 transaction fee. This is after being capped. And once you have paid in $250 fee for 20 transactions, that equals to $5,000. And that's your icon status, right? So once I started to keep an eye on it, I said, okay, you know what? I'm only away 4 transactions or 5 transactions and so forth. And then you start to hustle because there's that deadline coming. And I made it in the nick of time. I think literally I had the last closing, or the closing that put me over the edge. I think I had a day before my deadline. So I would urge newer agents to start looking at the back office in Enterprise and looking at their capping numbers and looking at their icon numbers, because that is a visual and that can help them put in some last minute effort to get some transactions in. Again, rentals count, and you can turn around and do a rental in 2-3 weeks, maybe a week or also, and get that icon locked in. But besides that, also just being more aware of your follow-ups, right? We're all so busy, and sometimes things fall through the cracks. So being aware of your clients that you're working with, having systems in place like Trello, where I keep track of my buyers and sellers, having systems in place like KV Core, and having drip campaigns activated, so that even though you may not be able to call all those buyers and sellers all on a regular basis or as often as you'd like, at least the emails and the text messages are dripping to them every few weeks, every few months. So they'll reach out to you. So things like that, like systems in place, follow up, taking care of your clients. I'm blessed to have about 50% of my business come from past clients.
Right.
I don't really do whole lot of online leads or online advertisement and so forth. So I'm more focused on my sphere, on my follow-up, and also on my past clients. So these are some things that have worked very well with me and for me in terms of generating business. And this year, icon status is very, very within reach because of this business that comes in from those
Yeah.
past clients. Yeah.
And you paying attention to those warm relationships that you have, not just focusing entirely on cold leads, but those referrals and everything else that comes with that has certainly helped.
Yeah, what I say to my team is that, hey, would you rather make warm calls or would you rather do cold calls? I don't know about them or I don't know about you, but I much rather make warm calls, call to people who I have already sold houses to, people I've already talked to, and so forth. Same thing same thing goes for spending money. Would you rather spend money on generating cold leads or would you rather spend money on sending brownies to people you've sold houses to? And that's what I do. I send brownies to my clients on their house anniversary. I send brownies on their birthdays, and I also send brownie to everyone around New Year's and in a holiday season. I much rather spend money on people that I've done business with rather than money on generating cold leads.
Right, because they stay at the top of your mind and you're like, it feels like this guy really cares about us. He put us in our home. He still checks in on us. It wasn't just a one transaction and done. He sends us brownies for all of these events that we hardly remember. We don't know when we moved into our house, but he does. It all goes by in such a blur. And, you're the top of their mind for when their friends are like, gosh, I'm thinking about selling my house. I need a new house, stuff like that. That's a brilliant idea, and brownies, who doesn't love brownies? Come on.
Yeah, and even, like I said, I'm in year number 4.5 now, and I'm sending brownies to even the people who bought the house 4 years ago. So not just 1 year anniversary, but every year. And then last January, I was blessed to visit my country of birth, India, for vacation, and I brought some souvenirs and gifts for all of my clients, and I did pop buys. I drove personally to every one of them, and I dropped off some small token of my appreciation, and also something very fun and unique from India, and they all appreciate. So clients really appreciate when you think of them and when you remember them. Right. And they have friends and family that are looking to buy and sell, and you're going to be the realtor when that time comes.
Ish, that's cute. What a good idea. And it's a piece of where you're from. It's a piece of your heart. It's such a personal touch and it's such a small gesture that goes a long way. I think that's a brilliant idea.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So, Ish, tell me a little bit about, when you saw EXP, maybe you were on the fence a little and you're like, okay, this thing's a cult. This thing's a pyramid scheme. I don't know if I should make the jump. And for those that are maybe listening right now and they're in the same spot, they're nervous about making the jump because of all the negative things that go around in the industry about EXP. What would you have to say to somebody sitting on that fence right now?
Yeah, I wasn't on the fence even for a moment when I saw the model, because I saw the multiple revenue streams, and because of my entrepreneurial background and because of my multiple revenue streams already in my life. I wasn't on the fence at all, but I'm familiar with the objections because I do agent attraction. I'm blessed to have about 45 agents under my downline. So I do agent attraction, and I come across all types of objections, from the silliest one, such as, I don't like the name. In fact, our name is so powerful. It can go for so many different things: exponential, experience, expertise, right? To more serious ones, such as, well, the stock can go down tomorrow. I agree, the stock can go down tomorrow. Well, guess what? As long as it's above zero, I'm in the positive because I got many of those stocks for free. So as long as the stock is above zero, I'm okay. And guess what? While my stock may go down or up, your stock won't go anywhere because you don't have any, right? So that's number one. And the other thing is that for the people who are on the fence, it's okay to be on the fence, right? It's okay to do your due diligence. You're making a life-changing decision, and you should put some thought into it. But don't get caught up in analysis paralysis. Do your homework. And the best thing I do, and the best thing I can suggest, in fact, I challenge anybody who's on the fence, if you're a true entrepreneur, if you're a true business person, make the decision with your brain and not with emotions, right? Take a piece of paper and a pen, draw a line in the middle, and make 2 columns. And on the left column, write down what the business numbers will look like in terms of dollar amounts for each of your transactions under your current brokerage. And on the right side, write down what those numbers would translate to if you were with EXP. You know, the 80-20, you're capped after 16K. You can get that 16K back after you hit the icon and meet the requirements. And then on top of that, add the other added benefits, such as 50 hours of education per week by some of the top producers in the company. Add healthcare to that. Add the ability to do referrals across 50 states and across 20 countries, and so much more, right? And the answer will be obvious for anybody who's willing to take the challenge. The problem is, Gianna, people think that they're entrepreneurs. They're not. They're emotional beings. They are motivated and they're powered by emotions, right? Oh, I love my brokerage. I love my team. I'm loyal. The question I ask, and it's a pointed question, which is, okay, great. You love your brokerage. You're loyal to the company. God forbid something were to happen to you and you end up in a hospital. How many mortgage payments will your broker make for you? How many times will your broker and your team come and see you in the hospital? Maybe once, maybe twice, maybe 3 times. It gets tiring after that. You need to be loyal to your family and to your loved ones. Right. I'm all for being loyal to my family and going where the grass is greener. Right. And EXP, I'm not, I'm very direct when I say I'm not loyal to EXP also. I'm again loyal to my family. As long as EXP has the greenest grass for me, I'll stay here. And if not, if tomorrow ABC Realty gives me more than what EXP gives, I'll go to ABC Realty. Why? Just like we should be providing the best service for our buyers and sellers, our brokerage should be providing the best training, best opportunities, best commission structure, and best financial opportunities and retirement plans for us. And if not, well, we've got to go where it suits our and our family's needs. And so that's my message to EXP and Glenn Sanford as well, right? Provide the best you can. And Glenn does an amazing job at that, right? We're always getting new opportunities, whether it's partners that we have and additional opportunities like express offers or additional amenities like healthcare and so forth. So provide the best that you can to retain the best people around. Otherwise, those best people are going to go somewhere else. And that's just nature of business. So I would challenge anybody who thinks they're an entrepreneur to think like that and go where it is best for you and your family. And EXP is not right for everybody, right? Some people need certain different things that maybe we don't have. And not everybody's right for EXP also, right? Sure. You have to find your best fit, but also make sure that you're making a rational, logical, informed decision and not being powered by emotions or by hearsay, right? What you think other people are saying about EXP. Rather go to a source, somebody like me and other realtors who have been with EXP for a number of years and who can speak to you about our actual experience with the company.
Ish, that's great advice. At the end of the day, you still have to treat it like a business. You may love your broker, but is there an opportunity to get your cap back there? Are you paying $30,000 worth of fees and caps and everything else there that you don't even have the opportunity to earn back. That's a whole salary. That's a salary for somebody beginning in the professional world, $30,000 a year. That's not something to sneeze at. And so, you know, I think you said it really well. Get a piece of paper, make pros and cons. Look at what your brokerage offers. Look at the potential that this one has. And you're absolutely right. The answer will be obvious. And if it's not for you, go back. But you owe it to yourself to try.
Yeah, and also be open-minded to have a conversation, right? I'm baffled by people who don't even want to have a conversation. And I understand our time is valuable and we don't want to have all conversations and with everybody. But when I invite you to sit down with me to talk about EXP, we're talking about a career move of your life. We're not talking about some random lawnmower or the latest trend in tacos. We're talking about your career, right? So be open-minded to having conversations and then make an informed decision. So don't say no before you've actually sat down and heard what all the hoopla is about. Right? Give that person a chance to go over the details. What I ask people is, hey, I don't expect you to buy what I'm selling, but I would expect you to give me the time and to hear my pitch.
Of course. And just to respect it. And here's the thing is once you see the model at EXP, you cannot unsee it.
Right.
You know, you're going to lose sleep seeing this model, seeing the potential that it has for you, your career, your business, your family. And you're going to be like, well, I need to make the jump. And if you're too scared to be in that position where you're like, wow, I have a lot more potential over there. Okay, then say no. But at the same time, you're saying no to a lot of good things for you. You're only hurting yourself by saying no to that.
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you completely.
This has been a wonderful episode. It's been so informative and you've offered a lot of insight, you know, to those that are on the outside looking in. And in the last couple minutes, you know, do you have anything that you wouldn't want to leave unsaid?
Keep grinding, keep focused. You know, real estate is tough, but it's also very, very rewarding. You want to make sure that you are also client focused. As long as you take care of your clients, things are going to work out and business will be flowing your way. So that's my biggest advice, which is, you know, put the client's interest at your heart, make all of your decisions based on the client's best interest, and follow up, make calls, talk to your clients, contact equal contracts, and you know, stay focused, stay involved, and also take a look at EXP. Take a look at EXP, give it the attention that it deserves, and make an informed decision. Even if it's a no, that's fine. At least you made an informed decision, and that way you can tell yourself that the path that you're taking is the right path after having done the homework. So those are my parting words.
That's great, Ish. Ish, thank you so much for joining me today. Be on the lookout for me at EXPCon and shareholders, because I'd love to get together with you and pick your brain a little bit more.
I'm already booked for Orlando. Looking forward to meeting you there in person.
Awesome. Sounds good to me. You have a fabulous weekend, okay, Ish?
Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye.
This Icon Podcast is hosted and sponsored by Sphere Rocket Virtual Assistants, a leading provider for your virtual assistants and outsourcing needs. Owned by one of the top-ranking EXP agents, Justin Nelson. Sphere Rocket VA provides a one-stop virtual staffing solution for business owners, and we specialize in helping business owners grow their business by leveraging through virtual assistants. Trusted by the top names in the real estate industry like Kyle Whistle, Andrew Franklin, John Kitchens, and many more. Get ready to up your success and we'll help you achieve your business goals. Book your free consultation at sphererocketva.com and find out how we can make your life easier.